Thank you for joining us this afternoon. We hope you enjoy this session. Though it's not safe to travel at this time, it doesn't hurt to dream and plan for the future. Our presentation today is about 30 minutes in length. We'll be muted throughout the session just to avoid any feedback. To fully enjoy the session, we do recommend that you do it in full screen mode, which is on your control panel. You can also ask us any questions that you like during the presentation. There is a little question bar on your control panel. We do run out of time at the end, before the end of we answer your questions. We will get back to you after the session with your questions via email. Some of the videos on the presentation may need adjusting for the volume because of the way that they were recorded. So my name is Barb, and I'm with the CAA Bears Lake office. I've been in the travel industry for about 30 years now, and I had the pleasure of going to Iceland in August of 2019. It was my first trip there, but definitely was not going to be my last trip. The amazing food, the scenery, and of course the friendly people that I met along my journey, as you can see with my picture here. Definitely my colleague Leslie will agree that it is a destination worth visiting more than once. Over to you, Leslie.
For sure. Thanks, Barb. I'm Leslie. I'm the group's coordinator in the Dartmouth location. Before my first visit to Iceland, I didn't truly appreciate how small the island's population is and what the effect that would be on the travel experience. This made the experience absolutely wonderful because the tourist locations and attractions that we visited were not overcrowded, and you were able to enjoy the experience so much more. The highlights of my trips to Iceland have included exploring the Golden Circle, visiting the geothermal power station, believe it or not, trying the fresh local seafood, mingling with the locals, hearing all about the Icelandic folklore tales and legends, and of course lounging in the Blue Lagoon, and we visited other hot springs around the island. Next time I'll be walking on Glacier and viewing the Northern Lights. With friendly locals, stunning scenery, tons of adventures, and lively tourism scene, you should experience Iceland at least once in your lifetime. I've been to Iceland twice now, and I would go back again and again. There's no shortage of adventure when visiting Iceland. So here we have Jennifer Zamett. She's the Business Development Manager for Globus family of brands. Jennifer has been with Globus just shy of 2 years now and has traveled extensively throughout the 25+ years in the industry. Over to you, Jennifer.
Thank you so much, Leslie. Yes, I started when I was 3 in the industry. Thank you everybody for joining us this afternoon for this Iceland presentation. I'm going to start it off with an exceptional, inspirational video. As Barb mentioned, if you have any sort of issues with sound, please try to adjust it on your own devices first. If not, simply send us a quick note in the question box, and the CAA team will send it out to you after the presentation. So I'm going to start that video now. It's absolutely stunning.
Enough waking up to more bad news. Enough not making new friends or making it to the gym. Enough talking to the walls. Hello! Hello! Enough with the endless video calls. When was the last time you felt goosebumps? Or had a real date with a person? In person. Enough missing out. It looks like you've had enough. It looks like you need Iceland.
So I hope you all enjoyed that video. And I am very pleased to let you all know I have a special treat for you today. I actually have Audney. She is the product manager from Visit Iceland, and she is joining us for today's presentation. Over to you, Audney.
Thank you, Jennifer, and hello everybody and welcome. My name is Audney Arnarsdóttir, and I am the contact for North America within Visit Iceland. I'm very happy to be here with you today, and I hope that I can get through to you, the passion that I have for my country and everything that it has to offer. Slide, Jennifer. Should I be able to see the slides, or are you?
You should be able to see it, yep.
No, for some reason I do not.
Jennifer, just
Yeah.
share your, stop showing video and it should go back to your PowerPoint.
Sorry, one sec. The joys. One second. Oh gosh, sorry guys. Sorry about this, guys. 1 minute. Sorry. I'm having difficulties here. 1 sec. Can you see it now, Audrey?
No, I don't.
Did you click on stop showing video and then share
Yeah.
screen?
The problem is I can't get back, so 1 sec.
Maybe pull your PowerPoint back up again.
Well, I shut it up, so that's the problem. One minute. There we go. 1 sec.
That was definitely amazing, amazing video for sure.
Sorry about that, guys.
Oh,
Oh, the technology. I thought it would be the internet. There we go. Just 1 sec. I'm so sorry, everybody. There we go. Now we can see it.
there you go. Okay.
So sorry, everyone.
All right. So we'll go to the next slide.
There we go.
Yes. So here you have a picture of Iceland. Now, I live in Reykjavik, and I'm located now in Reykjavik, the capital, where almost 2/3 of the population live. We are only around 350,000 people. So, and since 2/3 of us is actually located in Reykjavik, the southwest of the country, we have a lot of space to ourselves. And as you can see, we have 8.75 inhabitants per square mile. We talk about the 7 regions of Iceland, and during the tour with Globus family, you're gonna go through 6 of them, which means you will just have to come back to visit number 7. Now, you will come into the southwest corner of Iceland to Keflavik Airport, which is located 35 minutes out of Reykjavik. So there's a fun bus ride through what some people like to say is like landing on the moon. But I can assure you, that landscape is though very, very exquisite also. Now let's just go to the next slide. Now I'm just going to go through some of the highlights throughout your tour. So I won't go into maybe a lot of specifics on each day, just want to kind of share with you, a bit about everything. Now, Golden Circle is a part of your tour, and this is the most visited sites in Iceland, and for a reason, for a very good reason. The thing is also, well, I better say, because as I say, Reykjavik is the capital, and what we say is very special is that we only have to travel about 20 minutes and then we're out in nature, which is something maybe not many people can experience. And you'll be in nature and it's just ever changing every minute. But so let's go to the Golden Circle again. First, you will visit you're going to be visiting 3 places. The Thingvellir National Park, and that is the place that we all hold very dear to our heart in Iceland, and is one of the most important places or sites in Iceland. And this is where our General Assembly was established in 930, just after settlement, and it continued there until 1789. Then it was moved to indoors in Reykjavik in 1881. Now all major events in the history of Iceland have taken place there, and as I said, it holds a very special place in our hearts. It's also the place where you can see the distinction between, it's where the place where you can see the tectonic plates and how Iceland is actually moving apart. With the Eurasian and the American tectonic plate. And then you will move on to the Geyser area. Now the Geyser is where the original Geyser, where the name just comes from. He is, and we talk about him as a person, he is dormant usually, even though he did wake up in the year 2000 when we had rather big earthquakes that happened every 100 years in the south. He woke up and was active for a while, and now he wakes up, every 2 or 3 years about. But he has a very active younger brother called Strokkur, and he erupts to a height of 98 feet every 5 to 7 minutes. And it's always, I used to work in this area. I used to work in the Geyser area, and there was just something about walking up to the Geyser area, this very active area, and just enjoy the force of nature, and that is exactly what it is. Now close by is the wonderful Gullfoss that you can see on the picture there. And Gullfoss means golden waterfall, so you can maybe see where the Golden Circle name draws its name from. The water comes, the Hvítá, or the White River, travels from the glacier Langjökull, the 2nd largest glacier in Iceland, and then cascades down at 32 meters, 105 feet, down 2 stages in a very dramatic display of nature's raw power. So as I say, this is a day not easily forgotten, we can say. Next slide. You will drive to the west of Iceland. Now the west of Iceland is the place where most of history in Iceland happened, and where the history was, the sagas, our old sagas. This is where they were written by Snorri Sturluson, who lived in Reykholt, which is very close to Borgarnes. And sorry for about, all the names, you will get to learn them. We'll hold a test in the end of the session. Borgarnes is where you will have, overnight. And I say Borgarnes, the town, is one of those that is so beautifully located. So you have sceneries, the mountains and the ocean and the sunset. And as you can see on, the pictures, during the summertime with 24-hour daylight, you might actually see quite a few extraordinary sunsets, or, well, doesn't really set, but some sort of sunset at least, where the sky goes from yellow to red to orange to purple and everything in between. So, but we can move to the next slide. Now, I could stay on this slide maybe, almost forever. Go to the north of Iceland, and some like to describe it as the geologist's heaven. With moon-like lava fields, there are belching mud huts, whale-filled bays and seals. So many small towns along the coastway. It's very rich in history. It's where most of the horse breeding takes place, and the list goes on and on. But you will be heading into Akureyri, the capital of the north. And this is also the place where I spent all of my summers with my grandparents as a kid who lived there. And I hold it very dear to my heart. Akureyri is a very lovely, town, you would say, with about 18,000 inhabitants. It's very different from Reykjavik. The landscape in the north is very different from the south. And you will see this as you travel through the regions, how it changes. Akureyri and surroundings is very green. And I remember that as a child. I always thought, this is some kind of heaven coming to the north. Located by the sea, beautiful mountains around it. You will find serenity there. And then there's the botanical garden, very beautiful. The church that is on the picture there, which I recommend taking the steps up and visiting. So there's a lot of things that you can do in Akureyri. It has everything one needs, from restaurants to best ice cream in the country. So I think you will have it, leave and think of it as one of your favorite towns in Iceland. Now, as you know, no, don't move, not yet. Iceland is very rich of geothermal hot water, and you will get to learn that also when you visit the geothermal power plant. And we use it in many ways. We heat up our houses, our greenhouses, pools, and spas. And in recent years, more spas have been built around the country. And the Mývatn Nature Bath is one of those. And it's not only rich in minerals and silicates that will make your skin glow, but there's also just something very magical about being in the warm water and this magnificent surrounding in the north. So you will have to experience that. North also holds many of the most beautiful waterfalls in Iceland, and one of them is Dettifoss, which is the most powerful one in Europe. And then Goðafoss, which is on this, which is this picture here, which is the waterfall of the gods, the Nordic gods, Thor and Odin. And so, yes, now we can go to the next slide. Now, Puffins, east of Iceland. It was actually this last summer when we couldn't travel outside of Iceland. I visited the east and stayed there actually for the first time since I was a kid. And its beauty and friendly of the people and the puffins. I had never seen so many puffins in my life. And there you can actually kind of meet them up close and personal because they're quite used to people now. So it's and they are the most magnificent creatures. And there's thousands of them there. And there are very good staircases and viewing platforms to dwell there and just in their company and watch how they go about their routine. Now, the East, as I say, it has unlimited opportunities also. It's dramatic nature. It's the only place where the reindeers actually inhabit also. So if you're lucky, they might run over the road while you're driving. So, you know, the coastal drive also in the east, it's, you know, has magnificent viewpoints and kind of feels like you have a surprise waiting for you at each, you know, when you turn a corner. And, you know, the food, the people, the small towns that are just somehow snuggled between mountains and sea. And it seems, you know, the modern life has not reached some of the points yet, which is also some, you know, experience in on its own. But you will move down to the south. So go to the next slide. Now the south of Iceland, how to describe a whole region that reaches from the east to the west of the country and somehow has a bit of everything. You know, it has black sand beaches, Glacial Lagoon, basalt columns at the Reykjavik beach, the Seljalandsfoss waterfall where you can walk behind. It is an experience in itself to drive the south. That's the only way I can explain it. And it was amazing to travel, as I say, last summer towards the east. I took the south back and forth actually, and you know, with my kids, and for the first time they saw the Glacial Lagoon, and it was a tough job trying to get them to leave, because I mean they're just 3 and 7 and they had never seen anything so beautiful in their lives. That's what they said, and I can actually agree with them. The town in the southeast is known for its langoustine. So if you stop there, I definitely recommend to have some of their famous dishes of langoustine, everything from langoustine pizza to a fine dine langoustine. You will drive through lava fields where there was a big eruption a few hundred years back, and the story says that there was a priest who was afraid that the lava would reach his church, so he stepped out, and the story says that he stopped the lava just as it was reaching his church. And I'm also told that, you know, he's one of my ancestors. So there you go. Famous family and magical. And now, where you can see the black sand beach with the cliffs in the ocean, this is called the Reynisfjara, and is one of the most famous beaches in Iceland for many reasons, both because of the cliffs, as I said, outside in the water, but also this is with the basalt columns. You have a cave there. It's just something very magnificent about this place. So it's a place, I think, it's one of those most visited places in Iceland. And as I said, walking behind a waterfall is something that you can't do every day. So during summertime, it's marvelous. It's just, you know, that's the only word to describe it, really. Now I could talk about the south also all day long. So let's move on. Now you will spend some time in Reykjavik, and it's worthwhile taking a bit of time there. Reykjavik has everything a city needs to offer. You know, and the downtown is nucleus of, you know, Iceland's culture and art scene. There are cafes, you know, lively hum of conversation, especially during summer. The people go into the streets, into the city. We're all there, and you know, if you want to meet Icelandic people, go downtown or go to a swimming pool. This is where you'll have the conversation with the Icelandic people. Now there are restaurants with, you know, local ingredients. We will go through it a bit later. It's, you know, it's also a city of bold contrasts. It's both cosmopolitan, but also has the vibrance of a small town. It's full of history, but also quite young for a city. So walk by the seafront, go up to the church of Hallgrímskirkja, or even out to Grandi area that is close to the center of Reykjavik. It's an old harbor area, but it has now been transformed into a cultural fixture of Reykjavik. It has museums, galleries. There's a chocolate factory where you can actually go and buy the chocolate that they manufacture, as well as ice cream that they do. There are a restaurant, and then there's the whale museum. So if you have not gotten enough of whales yet, I would absolutely recommend that you visit there. And then the newest is Fly over Iceland. And this is somehow, I can't really describe, but it just uses a state-of-art technology and gives you the feeling that you're flying. And it takes you to those places that is not easy to get to, the highlands of Iceland, for example. And you will hang, feet dangling, with a screen in front of you, and they have special effects like wind and mist and scent that help you somehow feel like you're just, in that airplane flying over. And also this spring is actually opening up the new Sky Lagoon in Reykjavik, which is the first spa of its kind here in Reykjavik. And from there, the only houses you will really see is the residence of the president. So also worthwhile to take a look at. Now, I did mention before a bit about the geothermal energy that we are so lucky to have. So we move to the next slide. And this is what we call, of course, a natural wonder, and is strongly related to the Icelandic culture, both warm and hot, warm or hot water. Today, of course, the spa is the modern day invention, but enjoying the various health benefits of bathing in thermal baths, as you can do in Iceland, it's a tradition dating back to the settlement. Harnessing geothermal energy has also been a tradition in Iceland for a very long time. Public bathing and the swimming pools is something that is just rooted in our local culture, where locals of all ages and professions go, they all go to the swimming pools. Doesn't matter if you're the president, the prime minister, or me. And this has established itself. We have about 17 public swimming pools in Reykjavik, and in the whole of Iceland, I think there are about 70, if I remember correctly. So as I say, I think we have different spas in around the country where we harness the geothermal heat in different ways, like the Blue Lagoon in the lava field in Reykjanes Peninsula, that is not far away from Reykjavik and on the way to the airport. We have a geothermal in Reykjavik with hot seawater. And then you can find spas and baths all around the country, as I said before. And you will, I think, visit one of them in the north. So this is something I wanted to mention. Now we've moved to the Icelandic food. Maybe food is not the first thing that comes up to people's mind when they think about traveling to Iceland, but I can assure you that we are blessed with abundance of fresh water, clean nature, and fertile fishing grounds. And then with geothermal energy, we can also make it possible to supply a year-round offering of fresh vegetables grown in our local organic greenhouses. And we have emerged as one of Europe's most dynamic gastronomic destinations. Chefs here have created modern dishes with traditional ingredients and influenced by the philosophy of the Nordic cuisine. And as I say, fresh caught fish is one of the most renowned dishes, of course, that we have. But then there's also the Icelandic lamb, which is very popular. It roams around freely in the open countryside all summer long, feeding on wild berries and moss. And when the fall comes, they are rounded up on horseback, the way it has actually been done since the settlers, and this free-range flavor actually comes through in the Icelandic lamb. So it's a very tasty meat that we have. I think Jennifer is going to show you a small video now on the Icelandic food.
Actually, Audrey, just for time's sake, we're going to have to not show the fish taco recipe, but CAA can send that out to everybody that has registered. And we'll get to the Icelandic Pledge just for time.
Yes. Now, the Icelandic Pledge, this is something that we came up with a few years back here at Visit Iceland, because we want to encourage safe and responsible travel. We have a very fragile nature, and we encourage people to visit, but also to do it responsibly. So we ask people to pledge to be responsible tourists when they visit, and you know, that they follow the road into the unknown, but do not venture off the road. This you can actually find on our website, inspiredbyiceland.com. Now, the facts about Iceland. Well, most of us just speak fluent English, and thanks to the Gulf Stream, we have a moderate temperature all year round, and maybe something different from what people might actually think. We are exceptionally friendly and eager to assist. We're mostly highly educated and sophisticated, and we have a very great sense of humor, sometimes quite dark humor. Now, we topped the Global Peace Index since 2011, naming us the world's most peaceful country. And also for the past 11 years, we've been the top country in the world for gender parity. And then we have a saying called "Þetta reddast," which translates maybe as everything will take care of itself, or it will solve itself. And that is kind of the mantra of Icelandic people, "Þetta reddast." So, you know, there you go. I think that's what I have to say about my country.
Thank you so much. And I'm just going to quickly reiterate the Iceland adventure that Globus has available. It is our first-class motor coach tour of Iceland. So as Audrey mentioned, you basically visit every single solitary highlight that she mentioned in her presentation. And one of the benefits of Globus tours is the fact that we offer local favorites. So these are immersive, engaging experiences that are included with your tour. So you'll taste some of the Geyser snaps. We'll obviously go and do some whale watching. We'll go to the glacier as well. But one thing I did want to point out is your tour also includes daily breakfast plus 7 3-course dinners, which is a fantastic value. And we are also offering small group discovery departures, which is an average of 24 guests on some of our select dates. And we have also reduced the age requirement to 5 years of age with all of our Globus trips. So this way we know with COVID and everything and not being able to see family, we have some catching up to do in making some new memories. So why not do that with your family in Iceland? So I'm just going to quickly jump through these. These are some of the awesome sites that you will see in Iceland. And Chocolate, I just wanted to point out, is a fabulous chocolate company in the capital. Be sure to check them out. They have like really unique pairings such as licorice and raspberry, and everything is sustainably sourced. And because of everything that we're dealing with, obviously your health and safety are paramount to us here at Globus. We will be providing a safe and warm welcome. We'll be blending cultural proximity and social distancing. So we will be reducing the number of guests on our coach in 2021. Lots of deep sanitization of our coaches. All of our hotel partners have also had to increase their health and safety COVID protocols. And of course, we will be providing you with a mask for any time that being socially distant is not, can't be maintained. But in Iceland, because of the wide openness of our tour and all the excursions that we're bringing to you, that shouldn't be a problem. I also want to let you know that we have the peace of mind policy. So in a nutshell, this gives you the opportunity to commit to a Iceland trip with us. Keep in mind, they only run from May to October, so very short seasonality. And then you have something to look forward to, start your travel countdown. But the nice thing is it gives you the flexibility to change or postpone your trip for any reason. It doesn't have to be COVID related, to a later date if necessary. And of course, being a CAA member has its perks. You also receive an additional $37.50 off per person on your next Globus vacation, and that's in conjunction with any other market offers that we have at the moment. So make sure that you reach out to your CAA Atlantic advisor for more details. We also offer you a welcome back credit. So this is automatically sent to you once you get home from Iceland. It will be in the amount of anywhere from $125 to $275 per person, based on the amount of your tour. And your CAA advisor will also receive a copy of this to keep track. And that is us. That is the end for us. Thank you so much for joining us. I don't know if we have time for questions, but I'll throw it back over to CAA so we can field those.
Well, thank you so much, Jennifer and Audney, for taking us to Iceland today. Thank you to everyone who joined us and took the time out of their Sunday afternoon. If you have any questions or like more information on anything that Jennifer or Audney had discussed today, please reach out to your CAA travel advisor or your nearest CAA office. We do have a couple of questions. Tara asks, is the Cuisine vegetarian friendly?
Yes, absolutely. It is.
Okay.
Vegetarian options are available all around the country, and actually more and more with our local greenhouses, it makes it easier for us also.
Yeah, when I was there in 2019, the fresh local cuisine there was just amazing. Like, you know, who would have thought with an island that's, you know, volcanic and stuff like that? It was absolutely, truly amazing. Also, another question is, what is the best season for Northern Lights?
Yeah, that is from September to April.
Perfect, good. Okay, so that's all the questions that we have time for today. If any other questions are that were not answered, we will reach out to you via email within the next, you know, few hours, 24 hours. Also, for everyone attending today, we do have a door prize, a draw. So we will send an email to the winner, letting them know what they've won. And other than that, we do have a few more presentations. We have a couple more today. We have Trafalgar talking about Italy, and then we have Go Away talking about Australia and New Zealand. And then Monday we have a lineup of tours presentations again. So if you'd like to sign up for any of those, you can go to atlantic.caa.ca/travel, and you'll see the other events that are still going on until tomorrow evening. So again, thank you very much. Have a great rest of your day and see you next time.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.